Have a wonderful day to everyone. Today we are going to see 8th standard science unit 6 microorganisms. We have completed one lesson in chemistry. Today we are going to see unit 6 microorganisms in biology. You might have been known about microorganisms in lower classes. In this lesson, we are going to see the different types of microorganisms. Microorganisms. Have you ever noticed that your mother always tells you to clean your hands before eating anything? She never allows you to eat without washing your hands. She also asks you to wash your teeth properly so that you are able to maintain them clean. And also, she asks you to take bath regularly and clean your body properly. And also, she cleans the floor and the entire house so that there is no dust or dirt anywhere. You'd have seen so many advertisements coming on television saying that you should wash your hands with this soap or with this hand cleaner. It protects yourself against germs. What exactly are germs? Germs can attack and cause diseases. These germs are nothing but microorganisms. These microorganisms can cause a lot of diseases and they will make us fall ill. So that your mummy particularly asks you to maintain cleanliness and hygiene. What is the reason for maintaining cleanliness and hygiene? The reason is very important. The fear of microbes. Microbes are nothing but microorganisms. Are all microorganisms friend or foe? Some microorganisms are friendly to us. They are very helpful for us. And some microorganisms are harmful to us, which harm us. Microorganisms are too small in size that they cannot be seen through our naked eye. நம்மளோட வெறும் கண்களால் மைக்ரோ ஆர்கானிசத்தை பார்க்க முடியாது because they are extremely small. These organisms can be seen only with the help of a microscope. Therefore, they are also known as microbes. The science that deals with the study of microorganism is known as microbiology. Microorganism பற்றி படிக்கிற அறிவியல் பிரிவுக்கு microbiology அப்படின்னு பேர். Microorganisms occur everywhere. They are found in all kinds of environment like air, water, ponds, lakes, rivers and oceans, soil and even inside our bodies. Some of them can even survive in severely adverse conditions. கடுமையான தீவிரமான சூழ்நிலையில் கூட இந்த microorganisms வாழ முடியும். Such as hot springs, வெப்ப நீரூற்றுகள், deserts, snow and deep oceans. They remain inactive under unfavorable conditions and become active during favorable conditions. பாதகமான சூழ்நிலையில் இன்ஆக்டிவாக இருக்கும் and become active during favorable conditions. சாதகமான சூழ்நிலை வரும்போது ஆக்டிவாக மாறிடும். Microorganisms can be studied under 5 categories. They are virus. Whenever you hear the name virus, we think of coronavirus, isn't it? Then bacteria, fungi, algae and protozoa. We are going to see the microorganisms one by one. Virus. Viruses are extremely small, even smaller than bacteria. Just you can imagine how small are they. The name virus was given by the scientist Ivanovsky. What comes to your mind when you think of virus? How do you know about virus? I am sure you all know coronavirus. You heard somebody suffering from viral fever, like viral infections, cold, cough, These are all viral infections. That's how we know virus. Virus cause lot of problems to us. Now we are getting so many problems because of coronavirus. It is a pandemic. It spreads over a whole country or the world. So virus is a tiny particle made up of genetic material and protein. The genetic material is a nucleoprotein. They are intermediate between living and non-living things. Some people have the doubt whether virus is a living or non-living thing. It was included that viruses are non-living organisms. That is why they have not been classified. They do not come under any of 5 kingdom because they have no cell. They are acellular. The organisms without cells are called acellular. Unicellular organisms have only one cell, and multicellular organisms means more number of cells present in their body. Like that, acellular means organisms without cells. Virus is a acellular organism. So they are inert only outside the living host. Inactive. It doesn't do anything. When it enters to the human body, it comes active. It becomes living thing because it contains a genetic material. Something have the genetic material has to be living and can also reproduce. So virus, it get their living character when inside a living host. Living host is either human being or plants and animals. Virus means poison in Latin. It become very poisonous when they enter into the living organisms, and they can cause diseases, infections, and make so many problems to living beings. So it is said to be poison. Viruses are intracellular obligatory parasites. What is meant by parasite? It depends on other organisms for their food. Virus also a parasite. They live only because of that host. They definitely need a living organism to live. That is obligatory parasite. கட்டாய ஒட்டுண்ணியாக தான் இருக்கும். Because they can active only inside the living host. Outside the host, it is inactive. The study of virus is called virology. Viruses are 10,000 times smaller than bacteria. They are extremely small. Viruses have different shapes. They can be rod shape, spherical, or of other shapes. Structure of virus. A virus contains a core, DNA or RNA. Core means மையப்பகுதி, center. வைரஸோட சென்டர் பிளேஸில் DNA அல்லது RNA இருக்கும். DNA மீன்ஸ் deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA மீன்ஸ் ribonucleic acid. ரெண்டில் ஏதாவது ஒன்று மட்டும் இருக்கும். Virus have different shapes. Look at the picture. Bacteriophage is a virus that is complex shape. Influenza virus is spherical in shape. Tobacco mosaic virus. It is found in tobacco plants. புகையிலை. That is helical in shape. In bacteriophage virus, DNA is present. In influenza virus, RNA is present at the core. In tobacco mosaic virus, RNA is present. Surrounding that core is a protein coat. அந்த கோரை சுற்றி இருக்க another கோட்டுக்கு பேர் என்ன அப்படின்னா ஒரு உரை, புரத உரை. In some virus, the protein coat is covered by an envelope. protein கோட்டையும் சுற்றி இன்னொரு கவர் இருக்கும், அதுக்கு பேர் envelope. That is made of proteins, lipids, கொழுப்பு and carbohydrates. The envelope has spikes, கூர்மையான முனைகள். envelopeக்கு வெளியே நிறைய ஸ்பைக்ஸ் இருக்கும். That help the virus particles attach to the host cell. Host cell means another living organism cell. அந்த host cell போய் அட்டாச் பண்ணுறதுக்கு இந்த ஸ்பைக்ஸ் தான் வைரஸ்க்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுது. ஸ்பைக்ஸ் help the virus to attach the host cell. Virus have both living characters and non-living characters. Living characters. They respond to heat, chemicals and radiations. வைரஸோட உயிருள்ள பண்புகள் என்ன? They respond to heat. வெப்பத்திற்கும் கெமிக்கல்ஸ் வேதிப்பொருள்களுக்கும் ரேடியேஷன் கதிரியக்கத்துக்கும் ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணும், தூண்டப்படும். நெக்ஸ்ட், they reproduce inside the host cells and produce copies of themselves. ஹோஸ்ட் செல்லுக்குள்ளே மட்டும்தான் ரீப்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணும் and produce copies of themselves. தன்னை போன்றே புதிய சந்ததிகளை உருவாக்கும். நியூ ones, that is new virus. Generally virus are inactive in non-living things. When it enters into the host cell or any living organisms, it will be active. Then only they can reproduce. Next living character is virus show irritability, that is excessive sensitivity of an organ or body. அதிக உணரும் தன்மை. They show irritability, that is excessive sensitivity. Then non-living characters. They are inactive when present freely in the environment. என்விரான்மெண்ட்டில் இருக்கும்போது அது இன்ஆக்டிவாக தான் இருக்கும். They can be crystallized, படிக வடிவம், and stored for a very long time like other non-living things. மற்ற உயிரற்ற பொருள்கள் மாதிரியே படிக வடிவத்தில் ரொம்ப நாளைக்கு ஸ்டோர் ஆகிருக்கும். The metabolic machinery and cytoplasm is absent. Metabolic machineries means cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. They are cell organelles. They are absent here. Virus cause many diseases to plants, animals and human beings. Even virus that infects bacteria also, that is called bacteriophage. Move on to the next microorganism, bacteria. Bacteria are single-celled. They have only one cell. Prokaryotes. Prokaryotes means cells without nuclei. They have no true nucleus. They have no well-developed nucleus. So they are prokaryotes. In case of virus, they are acellular. Absence of cells. Bacteria are considered to be the first living organisms on earth. Bacteria are grouped under the kingdom Monera. Monera is the first kingdom of R.H. Whitaker. The study of bacteria is called bacteriology. The size of bacteria range from 1 micrometer to 5 micrometer. Micro is the very smallest unit. It is the microscopic unit. Bacteria are of two types based on respiration. Respiration வச்சு bacteria-வை two types-ஆ பிரிக்கிறாங்க. Aerobic bacteria and anaerobic bacteria. Aerobic bacteria respire with the help of oxygen. Aerobic bacteria requires oxygen to respire. Next, anaerobic bacteria does not require oxygen. Without oxygen, anaerobic bacteria can respire.
Bacteria are unicellular prokaryotes. They come in lots of different shapes and sizes. but contain the same elements. As they are prokaryotes, they don't have a membrane-bound nucleus. The DNA is in the cytoplasm, in the area known as the nucleoid. Bacteria have a flexible cell wall that protects them from physical damage and is exposed to the external surroundings. A flagellum that helps the bacteria to move. Bacteria have two types of DNA, plasmid DNA and chromosomal DNA. Chromosomal DNA carries the most of the genetic information. The plasmid DNA forms small loops and carries extra information such as resistance to antibiotics, production of toxins, and tolerance to toxic environments. The ribosome is involved in protein synthesis. The pili enable the bacteria to attach to hosts and surfaces like teeth, intestines, and rocks. They are also involved in DNA exchange between bacteria in bacterial conjugation. As the bacteria are prokaryotes, they don't have true nucleus but loose DNA in nucleoid. They also have plasmid DNA, flagellum, and pili.
Cell structure of bacteria. Bacteria was first discovered by Anton van Leeuwenhoek in 1676. A bacterium has an outer covering known as the cell wall. It maintains the overall shape of the bacterial cell. Nuclear material is represented by a nucleoid without nuclear membrane. Bacteria have no membrane-bounded nucleus. Bacterium have no nuclear membrane and true nucleus. So the nuclear material is also known as nucleoid. An extra chromosomal DNA called plasmid is present in the cytoplasm. Chromosomal DNA contain genetic material of the cell. They are called plasmid. Ribosomes are abundant in cytoplasm. Ribosomes are most important structure in bacterium cell. They involved in protein synthesis. Protein synthesis is carried out by 70S ribosomes. There are two types of ribosomes, 70S ribosome and 80S ribosomes. In bacterium, there are 70S ribosomes help in protein synthesis. S is the Sweetberg unit. It measures the particle size based on its sedimentation rate. Other cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. are absent. Flagella aids in locomotion. Flagella is a locomotory organ which help the bacteria to move one place to another. Bacteria get their food in many ways. Bacteria lives in everywhere, so they get their food in many ways. Photosynthetic bacteria make their own food. Example, cyanobacteria. With the help of the sunlight, these bacteria synthesize their own food. Example, cyanobacteria. Bacteria that live in harsh environment use chemicals, ammonia, hydrogen sulfide, to produce their food instead of utilizing energy from the sun. In harsh environment, அசாதாரண சூழ்நிலையில் சூரியனிடமிருந்து கிடைக்கும் ஆற்றலுக்கு பதிலாக they use chemicals such as ammonia and hydrogen sulfide to produce their food. This process is called chemosynthesis. Chemo means chemicals, synthesis means preparation of food. So this is called chemosynthesis. Some bacteria exhibit symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship is a relationship of mutual benefits between two organisms. Sometimes it can also live inside another organism in such a way it will not cause any harm to the organism Instead, it will help or it will give some benefits to that organism and also take some benefits from that organism. That is called a symbiotic relationship, mutual relationship. Example, E. coli bacteria that lives in the intestine of man. It will not cause any harmful for us. The bacteria get benefits from man and man also gets some benefits from bacteria. E. coli, Escherichia coli. Bacteria reproduces by binary fission and multiple fission. பிளத்தல் முறை, ஒரு பாக்டீரியா ரெண்டா பிளக்கும், that is called binary fission. It divides into many bacteria, that is called multiple fission. These are the two types of reproduction in bacteria. Bacteria are described according to the shape of their cells. Cells ஓட ஷேப்பை வச்சு பாக்டீரியாவை கிளாசிஃபை பண்ணுறாங்க. Bacilli, Spirilla, Golgi and Vibrio. Bacilli is the rod-shaped bacteria. Example, Bacillus anthracis. Anthrax அப்படிங்கிற டிசீஸை உருவாக்குற பாக்டீரியா தான் Bacillus anthracis. That is rod in shape. Is called Bacilli. Second is Spirilla. Spiral shaped bacteria. The bacteria is spiral shape. Example, Helicobacter pylori. Third bacteria is Golgi. That is spherical or ball shaped bacteria. That is round shaped bacteria. They can stick together in pairs. ரெண்டு பால் அப்படியே ஒன்றா அட்டாச் ஆகிருக்கும். That is Diplococcus. Di means two. So, two spherical shaped bacteria stick together form Diplococcus bacteria. Another type is, it form a chain like bacteria. More than two bacterium form a chain like structure called Streptococcus bacteria. Example, Streptococcus pneumonia. Pneumonia அப்படிங்கிற டிசீஸை உருவாக்குறது தான் இந்த Streptococcus bacteria. Next, third type is, it occur in bunches. இந்த Golgi bacteria நிறைய bunch மாதிரி இருக்கிறது பேர் Staphylococcus. Look at the picture. There are the example of Golgi, spherical or ball shaped bacteria. First one is Diplococcus. They can stick together in pairs. Then form a chain like bacteria, that is Streptococcus. Then occur in bunches called Staphylococcus bacteria. Next type is Vibrio, comma shaped bacteria. Vibrio cholerae. Cholera disease உருவாக்குற bacteria தான் Vibrio, that is comma shaped bacteria. Bacteria are also classified according to the number and arrangement of flagella. Flagella is the locomotory organ of bacteria. Bacteria moves from place to place with the help of flagella. According to the number and arrangement of flagella, bacteria are classified as monotrichous bacteria, lophotrichous bacteria, amphitrichous bacteria, peritrichous bacteria and atrichous bacteria. Mono means single. Trichous means arrangement of flagella. So, in this type of bacteria, they have only one flagella at one end. That is called monotrichous bacteria. Single flagella at one end. Look at the picture. There is a bacteria with only one flagella at one end. that is called monotrichous bacteria. Example, Vibrio cholera. Next, Lophotrichous. Lopho means group, that is bunch of flagella, tuft of flagella at one end. Tuft of flagella at one end is called Lophotrichous bacteria. Example, Pseudomonas. Next, Amphitrichous bacteria. Amphi means two. Here two sides. Flagella at both ends. That is called Amphitrichous bacteria. Example, Rhodospirillum rubrum. Next, Peritrichous bacteria. Flagella all around. Example, E. coli, Escherichia coli. Next, Atrichous. A means absence. Absence of flagella. Without any flagella, the bacteria is called Atrichous bacteria. Example, Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Fungi. What are fungi? Have you ever observed that if you keep a piece of bread, do not keep it inside the refrigerator, outside at room temperature, maybe some 6 or 7 days. What happens over a period of time? As time passes, you will see that the bread gets spoiled. Just we throw it into the dustbin. Have you ever observed how spoiled bread looks like? You will see some appearance white or grayish color that indicates the bread gets spoiled. What is the structure which is formed on the surface of the bread? How is it formed? That is nothing but fungi. The 5 microorganism fungi develop on the bread. These fungi are the responsible for the spoiling of bread. Not only bread, fruits, vegetables also get spoiled when you keep it at room temperature for 2 or 3 days. This is because of fungi. Fungi are group of eukaryotic organisms. What is eukaryotic organisms? The organisms having true nucleus in their cell. And they lack chlorophyll. They do not have chlorophyll at all. They grow in dark environments. They may be either unicellular, example yeast, or multicellular. Unicellular means single cell. Multicellular have many cells in their body. Example, penicillium. They are found in all kinds of habitats. எல்லா living placeலையும் அதனால் வாழ முடியும். They are included under kingdom fungi. Third kingdom of R.H. Whitaker. The study of fungi is called mycology. Some fungi are macroscopic in size that we can able to see. Example, mushroom. They are around 70,000 species of fungi. Species means inangal living in the world. Cell structure of fungi. Unicellular fungi. Example, yeast. There are two types of fungi, unicellular fungi and multicellular fungi. Now we are going to see about unicellular fungi, yeast. Yeast are found freely in the atmosphere. Yeast grows in all kinds of media containing sugar. Sugar medium எல்லாத்துலையுமே ஈஸ்ட்னால் வளர முடியும். The cell is ovoid in shape. முட்டை வடிவத்தில் இருக்கும். Containing cell wall and a nucleus. The cytoplasm is granular, துகள்கள், and has vacuoles, organelles, glycogen and oil globules. எண்ணெய் துளிகள் இதெல்லாம் சைட்டோபிளாசமில் இருக்கும். Yeast aids in fermentation with the help of the enzyme zymase. ஈஸ்டினால் உருவாக்கப்படும் என்சைம் தான் zymase. Zymes help in the fermentation process. Nodithal. Example, alcoholic drinks are prepared by fermentation process using yeast. Yeast respires anaerobically. It do not require oxygen to respire. Yeast reproduces by budding. Multicellular fungi. Example, mushroom. Mushrooms are also nothing but fungi. Mushrooms are the ones which you often eat as well. This is edible. We can make dishes from that, isn't it? Mushrooms are found growing on wet soil in shaded places during the rainy season, such as at the roots of the trees. மரங்களின் வேர்களையும் ஈரமான மண்பகுதியிலையும் நிழலான இடங்கள்லையும் ரெய்னி சீசனில் மஷ்ரூம்ஸ் வளரும். The umbrella shaped structure that is above the soil is known as the fruiting body. The umbrella shaped structure that grows above the soil is known as fruiting body. There are small slit like structures. பிளவுகள் இருக்கும். அந்த umbrella structureக்கு அடியில் நிறைய கோடு கோடாக இருக்கும். That is slit like structures under the umbrella which are known as gills. The gills contain spores. Spores are the reproductive unit. They are very minute, one-celled reproductive unit. They are capable of giving rise to new ones, that is new mushrooms. The mycelium is located underneath the fruiting body in the top layer of the soil. மண்ணுக்கு மேலே ஃப்ரூட்டிங் பாடியில் எண்டில் இந்த மைசீலியம் இருக்கும். Mycelium in turn is made up of thread-like structures called hypha. Mycelium ஃபுல்லாகவே நூலான ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ஸ் இருக்கும். That is called hyphae. Walls of the hyphae are made up of chitin and cellulose. Hyphae help in transport of nutrients for the growth of mushroom. மஷ்ரூமுக்கு தேவையான நியூட்ரியன்ஸ் எல்லாமே ஹைஃபா தான் டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்ணும். Reproduction is by the method of fragmentation and spore formation. Fragmentation துண்டாதல் and formation of spores. By the help of the spores they can reproduce to give new ones. Fungi get their food in three ways. They are saprophytes, parasites and symbionts. Fungi are either saprophytes. It derives nutrition from the remains of dead and decomposing plants and animals. Example, rhizopus, penicillium, agaricus. When the plants and animals die, it can feed upon their dead and decaying matter. That is called saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytes. This is the one source of food for them. Another way of getting the food is parasitic. That is, fungi derives nutrition from the living cells of the host. Host is the another living organisms. Fungi get the food from another organism is called parasites. It lives inside the body of another animal and gets its food from that animal, and it will cause disease to that animal. Fungi can also parasitic in nature. Example, Bacchina, Albugo and Ustilago. Here the picture of chrysanthemum leaf. The white rust is the albugo fungi. Rhizopus, penicillium, agaricus are the saprophytes. They get the nutrition from the dead and decomposing plants and animals. Then another type of getting food is symbionts. Already we have discussed about symbionts, the mutual relationship between two organisms. The fungi association with the roots of vascular plant. Example, mycorrhiza. The fungi get benefits from the vascular plant. In turn, the vascular plant get benefit from the fungi. That is called the symbionts. Okay, this is the time for evaluation, children. What we have seen so far: microorganisms like bacteria, virus and fungi. Here I give you 5 questions. You have to write answer for these questions in your note and submit on reopen day. Write the lesson name and date and write the answers very clearly. First question, virus is made up of dash. Second question, microorganisms are measured in dash. Third question, based on their shape, the bacteria are classified into dash types. Fourth question, dash is a multicellular fungi. Fifth question, dash reproduces by budding. Keep on practicing daily. Be safe at home. Thank you.